We're back with another Letterboxd highlights. In case you didn't know, this is the series where I recap the best and most interesting films I've watched in the past month. In this video, we're going to be taking a look back at February of 2019. This is one of the most interesting and unique narratives I've seen presented in quite a while. It kind of focuses on religion in the modern world and where it should stand on certain issues. This film mostly focuses on climate change, but I guess it also kind of tackles modern extremism. Reverend Holler is a fascinating character and Ethan Hawke is wonderful in that role. There's another modern film that uses the 4:3 or the 1:33:1 ratio, and it's visually splendid. There's something about the frame size that lends itself to more creative and interesting imagery. It's something I may have to keep in mind for a future project. I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase every frame a painting. Besides being one of the best film analysis channels on YouTube, it's kind of the perfect way to describe this film. There's not a single shot out of place. Every bit of movement is deliberate and every frame is gorgeous. It could stand alone as a painting. This film also manages something the very few have been able to do over the years. That's make a living, breathing world in film. It just pulls you in. It never really lets you go. You feel like you're actually there. And what you're watching is real. I'm stumbling over my words a lot because I love this film. And I'm extremely disappointed in myself for not catching it last year, because it would have placed quite highly in my top 10 films of the year list. This is a masterclass in how the medium can do so much with so little. On the surface, this should be boring. It's 12 men sat around the table talking. But the script and performances are incredible. Each character has their own worldview and biases, and it all comes together to make one of the most engrossing and interesting films I think I've ever watched. Narratively, this film is pretty solid, if not a bit cliche, though I'm in love with the tension building, and the cat and mouse dynamic is wonderfully executed. I love how well the shootout scene is choreographed. It feels like a legit crew that are trying to achieve an objective rather than just random chaos, which is more that can be said for a lot of these kinds of films. It's wonderful. I've always seen this film heavily criticised, but I think it's just misunderstood. Yes, it's very plodding, and you basically never see anything to be truly scared of. But that's the point. The real horror comes from empathy. This film is you witnessing three very strong personalities basically break down in front of you. Then you have the tension building between them and the scares at night. All of this comes together to make it scary. What helps it is the cinematography and style. That's one of the biggest complaints I see about this film, is the found footage look. But I think that's what makes it work. You feel like you're actually there. You feel empathy because you are there. I think the ending is brilliant as well. Rather than actually cheap out and show us the witch, we call back to what we were told about the mythology earlier on in the film. This film isn't perfect. Yes, it is slow, as I mentioned, but I just don't get the heavy criticism for it. I think it's because people expected something different than what they got. They expected something really scary, but this is scary, just not for the reasons you think. And that ends this Letterboxd highlights. Once again, this series does not cover every single film I watch. Instead, it focuses on the best films, because I'm not here trying to shit talk film just for the sake of, I don't know, views or something. I'd much rather promote the stuff I enjoy, because again, this is what you should do. Rather than spend time just constantly hating on shit and talking about things you don't like, focus on the things you do like and promote those, because that's what deserves your attention. In a world of ever-increasing marketing that's based on hate views, we should be promoting the stuff we actually enjoy and the actually good stuff, which is what this series is for. Until next month, love film.